All right, guys, got a little short video for this week, trying to get the truck ready to make it past the weekend or the next weekend or whenever it quits raining, because it's rained for the past, I don't know, 5-6 days. But I'll show you what I got going on. We tore the front of the truck apart again, you know, go figure. But got a new radiator support in it, and I've moved the battery to the rear of the truck. Right there. I'm thinking it's around 65 pounds off the nose, getting the old radiator support out and putting a new one in. And I think it looks a whole lot cleaner too. I just got to make me a bracket to hold my radiator in. If I do that and pretty this up a little bit, that way you don't rub a hole in it, I think I'm gonna like it. But like I said, almost 100 pounds off the nose. I think it's a pretty big deal, but I'll throw a time lapse on of tearing it down and putting it back together, and I'll give y'all some in between as far as telling you what I had to do, because the fitment, these radiators fit pretty good. I'll link the guy below who made them. It's just you just had to do a lot of adjustment. Well, I say a lot of adjustment. You just you had to work with it, because you have a gap between the hood and right here. And we just had to play with it a minute, but it ended up fitting pretty good. So we'll get into it, and I'll show you what I did. Radiator supports out the truck. We got them laying side by side. I'm fitting to weigh both of them, and we will see if there's a big weight difference in them. It might be a little false, because I cut a big portion of this radiator out whenever I was putting it in the first time in the truck. So it might be off a little bit as far as how much it weighs, but I think we'll be close enough to show. Let's see. Let's see, at best I can tell it's like 20, it's just a tad bit over 20 some pounds. Maybe like 21 pounds, maybe 22 pounds if I had everything still stuck in it. So that weighs about 22 pounds. And we'll grab this one. Sit it on the best we can. What's that say? That's like, is it right under, maybe 5 pounds? It's more like 4 pounds though. So roughly 20 pounds off the nose of the truck. So I think it's worth it. I like it. I've got to get the radiator, because the factory radiator, you had these little slots. And that's what you put your grommet in, and that's what the radiator set at. So now what I'm thinking I'll do is actually come to the bottom of this thing, and we'll cut the rivets off right here and here, because it's a little plate, and the radiator support actually used to bolt through this hole. So what I'll do is I'll just take this plate off, and I'll come over here and I'll just bolt it together, and I'll just bolt radiator support and this bracket to the truck, and then I can still use my factory location for the radiator. If I do that, I ain't got to weld anything to the new one. It'll always kind of bolt back together, and if that'll work, it'll be way easier than trying to fab up something. So that's the plan. I'm happy with it. That thing really looked awful. If you got one of these trucks, the battery tray will leak in them, and it'll just rust up. And look at that air. That air will split your wrist right open. Check that out. So that's what we got. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll start cutting this here off, and I'll show you what you got to do. So stay tuned. got the hood latch and all put in the truck. Only thing, whenever you get this radiator support, he'll give you the tab will be kind of small, and the reason he does that is that way you can adjust it. So let's get you a Dremel or some way you can take a little material off at a time, and on each one of these bolts there, and there, and just bolt it together. I use the factory bolts and the factory, some factory clips, but we got to put it in there. Only thing we need now is the radiator to be put back in it, and after that, put the wire into the battery, and we be good to go. All right, guys, lost half the footage for this video. I didn't show you near what I wanted to, but ain't no problem because I'll show you now. I'll tell you now. These bottom radiator support brackets that I cut off the old one, if you remember that, like, yeah, I just beat them off the old one. I ended up having to put them on the bottom of the radiator support because the gap I was having between the grill, the top of the grill, and the hood right here, whenever it closed, was awful. I mean, it looked terrible. I mean, I'm talking like 1.5 inches. I mean, it might even be bigger than that. I mean, it was pretty bad. What I had to do was bait the radiator support up a little bit, and then I had to roll the radiator support back. And after that, it fit very well. I'm actually very, very pleased with it. I'll probably give you one last look at it with the grill in, and I'll let you see. But if you guys are interested in one, I'll try to link the guy below who made it. I mean, his name's Jesse. He's a real cool cat. I'll link him below if you want one, and I'm pretty sure he'll sell you one. But that's all we got this week. I'll give you one last look at it with the grill in and the hood closed. But I think you guys like it, and like I said, if you want one, I'll link him below. But you guys be good, and we'll see you next week. I was going to show you this before I wrap this video up. The body line I was talking about that was so bad was this one. Like I said, between the hood and the grill, it was off pretty bad. It was, like I said, I could take 2 fingers stacked on top of each other and it would, bad. That's all I know to say, bad. But I mean, you can work it out. It's got a lot of adjustment in it. He does a really good job with the amount of adjustment you have as far as the holes go when it's bolting up. As far as everything else, I mean, everything else bolts up fine on the side. I mean, it's very tight here with the grill and the fender. Very tight there. I mean, this body line here is really good. I mean, I probably need a new grill, and it probably be even better. But only thing I'm having a problem with now is these Amazon lights, these old cheap Amazon lights. That's my fault, but I'll get something different and we'll change that up. But if you want one, I'll try to link him below, see if I might email him and see if there's a good way to get up with him, and I'll put that in the comments or the description. But if you got any questions, let me know, comment them, and I'll get back with you. But it's pretty straightforward. It does a really good job as far as bolting up. Do that, and if you got some free time, hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, and that really does help. But in the meantime, that's all we got this week. Next week we're gonna be on track, so look for that. But you guys be good.